the channel, we visit Upside Down Eternia. Beautiful this time of year with Skeletor Demogorgon 2-pack.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another Target exclusive Skeletor Demogorgon Stranger Things Masters Universe mashup. But for all your mashup needs, head over to Target. But for everything else Stranger Things and He-Man, head over to Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And an interesting one here. This one in package right here looks way better than I ever would have imagined a mashup of this being. Of course, it is a trip to Upside Down Eternia, and they really nailed that home, Mattel being they, with the packaging design here, as it can be displayed either way with Skeletor on top or the Demogorgon on top. I think it looks really, really cool with the upside down, the whole gimmick from Stranger Things. Of course, figures are in the Masters Universe origin style, I guess we'll call it here. Just a very striking package on the shelf. If you're going to your Targets, you really can't miss this one. Of course, unless you do, like I almost did the other day. But definitely a good-looking packaging here. We know we got Vecna and He-Man around the corner as well, so this line will continue. It'll be interesting how deep this line goes. However, I'm putting on my psychic hat. Oh, it's the Psychic Friend Network here. Just call me Miss Cleo. But I just have a feeling this will be going to clearance, though. So for you long gamers, you might want to sit a while on this one. I could see a 2-3 months from now or so, you get this on a hot deal over there, of course, at Target stores. So choose your own adventure. That's what we'll say. Well, choose your own adventure. But let's look at the packaging on this one. Like I said, very, very cool. Love Skeletor on top. I guess Demogorgon on top, however you want to do it. But it does look really cool. Like, they only have their own box, it almost looks like. But, of course, Masters Universe right there. It does say Retro Play, of course, modern posing. You got the Mattel logo up here, Netflix over there. You got Skeletor's name in the middle. Looking very cool there. And then you flip it around. You got the old Demogorgon looking way better than I would have ever imagined in this style. Very cool. He could be a background character for the bad guys, things like that. Even if you're not into Stranger Things, you might be able to find use for this in your setup, your display, whatever it may be. Of course, Stranger Things logo, packaging, all that kind of stuff. I have to imagine there's more Masters Universe toy collectors, action figure collectors than there are Stranger Thing collectors. We've seen a few different Stranger Thing lines over the last couple of years. Don't think any of those really ever set the world on fire. I think there's enough fans that like the show. There's a lot of people that like the show. But I don't think the fan base of Stranger Thing carries over into action figures quite like He-Man and his fan base. They carry over into action figures a lot more. Somebody do a study on that in college. I think that'd be a good study. A good research project right there. Beautiful artwork we always get with Masters Universe via Mattel. Got a little blurb there. And I like it shows their weapons and the upside down flip-flop. Really keeping the theme there with the old upside down Eternia. It does say on the back, in his efforts to capture the power of Grayskull, Skeletor rips through the fabric of the universe into a new, darker world. What's darker than dark? Darkest dark. That's what it is. The Upside Down, now subject to the rule of Vecna, Eternia counts once again on He-Man to fight back horrors like the Demogorgon and return Eternia back home. I don't know. It'll be interesting if this line gives us some of those kids. I hope we don't get the kids. I don't think we need those guys, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. But there it is, packaging. See you later. Goodbye. Like Larry Bird at the three-point line is what that is. Beautiful background here. Little tray going on. Once again, upside down. Go back and forth. Pretty cool artwork there. As usual with the Masters Universe, always good artwork. A gentle off to the side. See you later. Why not? Let's mix it up. Let's mix it up. But we got them both in the plastic prison looking wild here. And of course, as usual, we got twist ties. Like a young Todd McFarlane from the couch. We got to lock these guys in. Let's lock them down. We don't want those guys going anywhere. And these guys are two of the baddest of the bad. Of course, you don't want to mess with the Demogorgon. You never let a Demogorgon in. I've always learned that from a long time ago. Even before Stranger Things, I knew about these Demogorgons, let me tell you. I can't believe we're locked in even on these weapons here. They're really going all out at Mattel. They're really trying to be like my boy Todd McFarlane over there on the couch is what they're trying to do. But a lot of twist ties going on here. Everybody's ankles, everybody's hands, everybody's weapons. Let's lock it all down. We don't want anybody going anywhere. They don't want anybody to be thieving in the stores either. They don't want any fig swaps, which I imagine I wouldn't either. Let's see what we got here. We got one hand. Oh no, I lost his head. Lost his head right out of the package. Hard times. Hardest of times. The old power sword out. There we go. Come on, Skeletor. There we go. And the old Havoc staff. There it is. All right, twist ties everywhere. See you later. Onto the carpet with you. And twist ties all over the place, as I was saying. I'm going to put a pile right here. I'm going to start my pile. Start my pile right there. Going to put the Demogorgon's head back on. Oh my gosh, losing heads here today. Hard times there as well. But let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. And we're going to start with some familiarity. We're going to start with some Skeletor here today is what we're going to need to do. And we're going to start off with his accessories here. Of course, you got the Havoc staff. You got the power sword. Two iconic weapons. Two iconic Skeletor things. It is the Havoc staff. We've seen this before. We've seen this power sword before. So we've seen both of these before. But in a more dull, muted purple. It almost is like that Gatorade purple. It's just not quite bright purple. It's just kind of dumbed down, dull purple. And that's what we got going on here. But it is fitting the branding of being on the upside down or in the upside down. And that does continue on over to Skeletor here. Now, the Skeletor body, not a lot of new bells and whistles here. It is basically just a repaint going on. However, got some differences to it. I do like the head sculpt on this. This might be, and it's weird with a new fresh painted coat, as Bruce Pritchard would say, I guess. It does feel and look a little bit different, but he does look a little scarier. I like that green, but the very muted, kind of more evil green is what the skin tone, bone tone, whatever you want to call it on him, looks like. Of course, the fiery red eyes back there. And then, of course, he's missing his dentures, as we can see as well, but black hole in his mouth looking good. Of course, hood over the top. Looking beautiful. You got the same vest. You got the little Eternia, non-Eternia fur loincloth going on. So not quite a loincloth, I guess. And then you, of course, got the, I was going to say boots, but not really boots, but straight on for Skeletor there. We're used to that, of course. Over the years, you got the thumbs up hand. You got the open hand looking very good. But then once again, you get that muted skin tone color. It's not that kind of purplish blue. I mean, it is, but it's a different tone. It's a very dumbed down, almost gray darkness tone, once again going to the upside down. And we do know we got He-Man, and of course, Vecna around the corner, as I talked about. That He-Man has kind of the same thing. It's more noticeable because he's more of a human-looking guy, obviously. So it makes it stand out a little bit more than Skeletor, but this really does stand out with the colors, being very, almost depressing colors to it, I guess what we could call this. But it does look pretty good, all things considered. Now, articulation, arms do go around, single jointed elbow, side to side, hands back and forth, side to side, hands removable, no extra hands with this one. Waist articulation, of course, legs split if you need it. Legs go up, single jointed knees, side to side, boot cut, ankles back and forth, side to side. The usual suspects in the origin style articulation we've seen hundreds of times on this very YouTube channel, of course. But an interesting looking Skeletor. Skeletor's a guy, of course, you can always have a lot of Skeletors. You can always have a lot of He-Man because there's always new people jumping in. You got to have these characters here. And I could see somebody saying, hey, this is my He-Man. But we've had a lot of Skeletors, or this is my Skeletor. You know what I meant. But we've had a lot of Skeletors recently. This is just 3 of the most recent ones here. A little bit of the cartoon collection, the V-Friends pack, just a lot of Skeletors. This isn't even all of them. We got the one with Screech. We got all kinds of different ones I could bring out. Not going to bring them all out here today, but just some of the examples of some of the different Skeletor figures we've had just over the last couple of years. And like I said, He-Man, Skeletor, they're going to keep bringing them out on a continual basis. Makes all the sense in the world. But this one, I don't know if it's better than expected, but I do like that it is different. It looks different. It feels different. And just with extra different colors on it, makes it feel really like a different figure. So I am here for that. But I think, and we'll see what happens. You know what happens when you assume. But I think this is the star of the show right here, is the Demogorgon. Obviously, one of the baddest of the bad, of course, in Stranger Things, as we know. But looking very interesting here. Now, he does got a little weapon, and I think this is very genius here. You got flame effects that can come off, but that is new. You got a little staff here, but you got the, I don't know, 20-sided dice, whatever this is over here. Of course, very Dungeons and Dragons, bringing it back to the Stranger Things type thing. You do got that on each end, so it's like a club of dice is almost what it looks like. So I like a little Easter egg like that. Looks really cool. The flame effects really add to this. A very, very cool weapon here. But then you get down to here, and at first you look at him, you're like feeling a little bit of Beastman. Maybe it's just because of the shoulder guards and the vest over the top. But then you get a lot of difference with this one. You got different hands, different feet. Definitely looks like a brand new character, and it technically is in the Masters of the Universe toy lines here that we've had. But very, very cool. And like I said earlier, I think you could mix this guy in. He could be just a minion for Skeletor. He could be a new villain. You could do whatever you want. You could truly choose your own adventure with him. But the first thing you notice is that big flower-like head on here. Very evil looking. It's like a flower in bloom. It's just bloomed on out for you. Teeth for days. Got that red color against kind of, I guess we'll call it a purple color as well with the dark wash throughout. Looking very nice. The Beastman kind of armor gear there in a goldish, rusty kind of color. Looking nice as well. And I do like this kind of tealish blue that we got on the Attorney of Finest loincloth and this. He also has the upside down world title belt here as well. So shout out to him for winning that and hopefully defending it for years to come. We'll see what happens there. You do got some wrist gauntlets on there in red with little spikes going on. And then like I said, the feet definitely feeling different, definitely looking different. I do like that. So I think there's enough here for Stranger Things fans, He-Man fans, and all points in between to really mix this guy up in your Fig Fed if you need to. I think that is the beauty of this one in a lot of ways. Now, articulation can be identical to Skeletor, so I don't need to walk through the articulation on this guy. But he does got some new hands here. It'll be interesting if we ever see these hands reused. And he does kind of have those long, almost gorilla ape-like arms here against the rest of the body. Once again, kind of like Beastman, being kind of a little bit of a monkey in there. I don't know what he is officially. I have to get the DNA test, I guess. But he does kind of got the gangly arms on here, and I think it does work for, of course, the Demogorgon we have right here. Now, does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%, and what do you know? He fits right there on that stand. He's ready to go. He's ready to take on the world. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So a very, very fun 2-pack. Actually, now that I've been through the paces with this one, a little funner than I expected. The Skeletor, nothing to sneeze at here, but the prime one is this Demogorgon. He is the one to get out of this pack. It is fun. It looks like something that would be in the He-Man universe. It's really cool. If you're not even into Stranger Things, but you're into He-Man, I could see picking this up, like I said, to mix with everybody else in Eternia or wherever you want to put him. It does work for me here, and I'm very excited to see Vecna and He-Man. Hopefully we'll see them in the next couple of months as well. I think some people have already found them, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see where this line carries on to. Will it go deeper than 2? I really don't expect it to. However, Stranger Things is coming back, I think, maybe later this year. So maybe they'll keep the horses burning, and we'll keep it going there. Be very interested to see where it goes in the future. Can you imagine all the kids in, like, He-Man style bodies? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? See what happens there. But for what this is, I'm here for it. Long gamers, you might want to wait, though. It's up to you. Choose your own adventure, as we say on the channel all the time. But there it is. Skeletor, Demogorgon. What are your thoughts? Pickups, passes, long games, no games? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over on Patreon. Patreon, your best way to support this channel. Early access to both channel videos, all the glamour shots, monthly Q&A, monthly giveaway, dog stuff, pizza stuff, and all points in between. Appreciate all the support on the Patreon. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Demogorgon, Skeletor, and the Upside Down, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.